Hello, this is Søren speaking here. I'd like to give you a summary of a lecture made by Thomas Meyer from Switzerland, Basel, when he were here in Denmark yesterday. He made a lecture on the interior of the Earth. At the beginning of this century, a lot of activities happened in the Earth. There was a lot of volcanic activities, the destruction of San Francisco, and there was a Vesuv in Italy, and all this was making a lot of disasters. But also today, we have seen a big earthquake creating tsunamis in the Pacific Ocean, where the nuclear plant was destroyed in Japan, and also in the Indian Ocean. There was a huge tsunami which killed hundreds of thousands of people in the surrounding countries, Africa and Thailand and all over India. So the Earth is in many ways talking to us in its own language. Like we know from the period of Lemuria, which disappeared in fire, and also Atlantis, which disappeared in water. Now Rudolf Steiner is talking about the different degrees of initiation, and he says that the first degree is dealing with the astral level or sphere, and the second initiation is dealing with the interior of the Earth. So we must assume that when Rudolf Steiner is talking about the interior of the Earth and the way he's doing, he was initiated into the second degree. Another thing we have to consider is that at the beginning of this century, we were entering into the Kali Yuga, and that was followed by the beginning of the Michael period. We also had to consider the sign of the Pisces, which are dealing with our feet in our body. So our mind is directed downwards, and there we are coming to the ninth sphere of the Earth. The first level is called the mineral world. This is the surface. The second level is called the liquid Earth, not to be compared with some kind of fluid, but a quite different substance. The third level is called the steam Earth. This we also don't have to relate to the physical ideas of steam, but more about what we are feeling, our emotions and our perceptions. The fourth level is called the water Earth. Again, we must not imagine it as a water substance as we know it. It has more to do with the form powers, the power of forms, or archetypical imaginations, or Urbilden. Number 5, we have a strange word called the fluid Earth. The fluid Earth has something to do with diseases, and we know that from limitless growth, like when we are talking about cancer. The 6th level is called the fire Earth. This has something to do with our passions, and we know this part through the legend from Lemuria, which disappeared in fire. Number 7 is also a strange word called mirror of the Earth. And number 8 has something to do with splintering, situation where things are self-destructive and falling apart. And the last one, number 9, the core of the Earth, is said to be made of pure gold. From Dante's Divine Comedy, we also know about the ninth step going down into the earth with different characteristica in human nature. Also from the Bible we know that Christ was going down in 3 days to hell and releasing all the elementary beings. In our human nature, we are dealing with problems which in the brain can crystallize our thoughts. And in the ether body we can run into different kinds of paralyzed stuff. And in the astral body we can experience some kind of emptiness. And in the I am we can have this kind of darkness. Also here we in the Christian tradition can see the idea about the foot washing, which also has something to do with the cleaning of the lower parts of the body, to prevent these kinds of destructive powers. In one way we can look at these 9 layers, like Dante also did, as a memory of the karma of the earth. We say that when we are leaving this earth, we are going through the karma loka. But everything is not cleaned up in the karma loka or on the higher levels in the hierarchy. There is something which only can be cleaned up on the earth. And that's where we have to go down into the center of the earth to clean up this part of karma which is waiting for us when we are coming back for future incarnation. We also have to understand that though Christ went down to the center of the earth to take that part of the collective karma on him and clean that up, we have to carry our own cross, as the cross is also the symbol of the earth. We have to deal with the situation in the light period of Kali Yoga, where we are facing forces from the etheric world and the Surat and the Ahrimanic world. To bring this into harmony, we have to strengthen our I am, as a lot of all the negativities going on is a consequence of unconscious and denial of certain aspects. To get the power of the will and the clear mind in the thinking process, Rudolf Steiner, he introduced that in his Freedom of Philosophy, which also is called the I Am book. The first level of cognition we can find in concepts. The second step of cognition we can find in the sensory-free thinking. But the third step, we have to go into the cognition of meditation. In the temple legend, Rudolf Steiner is referring to Hiram, who also had to go through this process going down to the earth when he jumped into the fire earth because his work was destroyed by his apprentice. On his way down, he met Tubal-Cain, and in the end he came to Cain at the center of the earth. Not the killing Cain from the Bible, but the Cain before the fall, before the leaving the paradise. This is a new Cain, the Cain of the future, in which we will learn how to do the work we have to do ourselves. We have to go into a state of mind where we go into a selfless self-being. So, in that way, we'll hope you'll see now that how important it is to direct our consciousness into the earth, that we not just are focusing on the hierarchies and the higher worlds, but also, what could we say, how to attain consciousness of the lower worlds. Thank you for your attention.